Okay, we're back again. It's 1:58. You notice that Commissioner Slaughter's iPad is gone. And this happened last week. It died. So I asked, did Slaughter's iPad die again? Sorry about that. Well, it looks like he's back, but
okay, this is a time for public comment on matters within the Commissioner's jurisdiction. Is there any public comment? Yeah?
No public comment from this side of the divide. Thank you.
Commissioners, this is Susan Browning for the record. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to turn you up a little.
Okay.
Speakers on. I think maybe using a microphone on it.
Okay.
Is this?
Go ahead.
No, turn it.
Okay, I have a couple questions regarding just an item you took care of before. It was about putting legal notices in newspapers. Is this something that you have to do annually now? Or, you know, usually public notice, legals are done in the local newspaper. So is this something you have to do once a year?
No, it's not required once a year. There is a statute that talks about doing that, and so yeah, I think it's advisable to do that, to follow the statute. Likely, Philipsburg Mail will be the lowest in any event.
Okay, so it's just something you decided to do. It's not something that has to be done once a year then.
Well, okay, so Susie, it came about last week. We were trying to get stuff in the newspaper. We notified them in what we thought was plenty of time, and they refused to put it in there. So we went ahead and put it in the Missoulian.
Because we needed to get it out.
Right.
Sorry.
No, that's right.
Okay,
That's how it came up, and then it went back on the agenda for discussion.
okay.
Sometimes we can't get this stuff out right at the one paper because they don't, if it's a little bit, but the other one said they'd do it right away.
Well, I understand that. Probably the Missoulian and the Standard are better with their deadlines and such. My other question, included in today's packet was a notice to bid sand for both Hull and Philipsburg. And I noticed previously on your other agendas that you made a decision on gravel, and it was noted that because it was less than 80,000, it did not have to be advertised. So my question is why are you advertising sand for Sam then?
Well, there was a couple problems with the gravel. One, the county road supervisor wanted to inspect it, so he went to all the local gravel pits personally. To say, yes, we're bidding sand and it's as good as, or gravel and it's as good as, you need is not true. Certain parts of the county doesn't have enough, dirt in it to hold it. It's just too marbly, it beats you back to town. And so we let him go out and talk to every one of them, so we got an appropriate gravel.
And then on the sand deal, Susie, I was seeing that we wanted to bid it out, see if it was cheaper to haul, have it hauled, or haul it ourselves, to see how it came in. Give the opportunity to people around there that bidded these other jobs to haul it.
Okay. All right, thank you. My next item for the record is, I read in the July 21st minutes that you had gotten a newer water truck, which I seen it today down on the Mullen Road. It looks nice. But you had also traded 4 personal property items of the county. And I'm assuming the water truck was less than 80,000, so no problem, because the $12,500 was mentioned in cash. But did you have appraisals on the 4 items that were traded in?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not personal property, it's county property.
Well, county
personal property, yeah.
Yeah, county personal property. You're correct, Bill. Yes. Was the rubber-tired backhoe part of the road department equipment?
Solid waste. It was the old one that we brought off the solid waste that we had all that trouble with. It was the one that was in the Drummond site, Susie, that we've had there for years.
Okay.
And because they've had it so heated up, in fact, to redo it, man, it cost more, put a new motor and all that stuff in it than it was worth.
Okay,
you can't clean that cooler out unless you pull the motor and stuff that Caterpillar told us.
So were any of these items over $2,500 worth?
I'd have to look.
I don't know.
You don't know what the total purchase price was on the water truck less the...
I don't have it right here in front of me.
Yeah, we do, but I don't know if we have it in front of us. So what's your point?
Well, I guess my point is because there were 4 items that were traded in. You said there was appraisals, but if they were over $2,500, I think they're supposed to go out to public bid. I don't...
an option where we use them as trade-ins.
Yeah, we can trade in county equipment for as long as it goes on another piece of a county equipment.
If you have the appraisals.
Yeah.
Does Blaine have anything to add there?
He's looking.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
The codes as far as the sale and when you get an appraisal are under 7.8, 22.12, and 22.14. They are. I wondered about the appraisals, and you said you had them. I just think it's good to let the public know that you might have gotten more for one of those items than you did in trade-in.
Could have got less too.
could have gotten less, and then if you would have gotten less,
And
then
you gotta realize when you start doing it this way, that you get a better deal on the truck too. Cause then you know.
okay. Well, you know,
Equipment, you know, well as I do, it's a kind of a hit and miss game. You gotta kind of, sometimes maybe it should have went the other way or not. But when you're dealing with this guy that's helped us out and done stuff, and it seems like, you know, he made us a hell of a deal. It's kind of the crap to go out there and sell somebody a piece of big junk, and then we hear about that like we have over the future too. We sold a bunch of stuff to people, and then the comments coming back. Why did
Mr.
you
Adler
sell that?
sure
Why
has a
didn't
lot
you
to
know?
say.
well,
On
they shouldn't have bid on it, or they, you know, if it wasn't worth it, they shouldn't have bought it. But,
That's the same as trading it in. Do we put it out at a certain price on it, and then what we can get from the trade-in, or then you sit there and wait on it? And where we really needed the water truck, because the other one broke.
yes,
I think we did the right thing, and what we got, at least we got good equipment, and we're getting stuff done. Better than we have over the years.
Yeah, so there is a trade-in exception under 7-8-2211.
7/8/2211.
okay. The only other comment that I would like for the record is, you said the rubber-tired backhoe was from the solid waste. And the solid waste is a fund in itself. It is not the road department fund. So I don't know how you managed that.
The commission can decide where that goes, Susie.
Okay.
That's a commission decision.
We looked that up before, because you asked that once before. And we looked that up before on that other one, we were swapping backhoes around and sold that old backhoe to them people, and then we looked that up.
Okay, well, I just know when the solid waste gets another backhoe or a newer backhoe, that the solid waste fund has to pay for it. It doesn't come out of the road department. So that's why I wanted to make that comment. I thank you very much for answering my questions.
Okay, so is there any other public comment?
Yes. So I'm up there, and what's happening?
Further public comment?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, Bill, John Spade.
Yeah, John.
You know, if you guys are looking for sand bids, S&N Concrete's always a good one to check out for sand prices. They make a lot of it, and their price is about half of the gravel part. It just costs more to ship it down here, but they've got a good product, and they've got a lot of it. Just
As long as it meets the spec, John, I'm not saying it don't. I guess, you know, we took sand from other places, and then we get in, and I think we've gotten into a bind where there's some big chunks in the So I mean, yeah, he can, if you send us his name, number, and that, he can go look. And that's why we put it out to bid. Anybody can bid on it, John.
okay.
You mean send them the bid notice?
Does Paul need that number?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can send it to Mike, and Mike can get it to Paul.
Okay.
But it's in the paper and that for the bid.
All right, I'll just call him.
You can call the guy that has it, then he can bid it.
Yeah, I'll call them and see if they're interested. Okay, that was all I was going to say. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Is there any other public comment? Any other last call for public comment? We're going to go on to the next agenda item, if not. Hearing none, this is the time set for correspondence. Mike, we had quite a bit, didn't we? We stamped it all, put it in.
Oh, fuck you.
talk about the voting letter from Sarah. Okay. I move, do I make a motion?
But, should be, get it on your agenda.
That's right.
And then you guys, there's a process for you guys to object, to do a resolution to object.
Let's, since Sarah here, and in this quick correspondence, why don't we let her speak to it? Okay?
Yeah, I just, so yeah, there's two ways to do it, and I just started this to, this is how I would like to do the election. Just because of what's going on. And and it went so well this last, now, I do have great moves, and we are gonna go to, when this is all over with, we will go back to the polling places. But we just don't know what's gonna happen in November, and we've got to get this going right now. I did notice some things that I'd like to change for this one, though. Do it the mail ballot, but I'd like to have a drop-off. I am going to have a drop-off place in Drummond, because we did have some people that were concerned about it. They didn't have their ballot, didn't get it into, well, they had their ballot for 4 weeks. They didn't get it into the mail, and the post office down there closes at 3. We do have a relationship with the post office that they bring us the stuff that we can get, but they do close it. So I am going to have the community hall open for mail drop-off. The other thing is that people can vote in person from October 2nd, Friday, October 2nd, all the way through November 3rd.
Here, right?
Here.
Okay.
They can vote in person. They can bring their ballot down. If they lost their ballot or burned it or whatever, we can get them a new one. They can vote on our express votes. So I'll get more word out this time about things, but it works so well.
So
And I'm concerned about not having enough election judges. We just.
does it, so your fear is that people coming in and getting close to your election judges, they're probably not gonna wanna sign up, or?
Well, we also, we also have.
I think that is the clerk and recorder
in Granite County
talking about voting during the public
are
comment period,
permanent
okay? And she's not
They
public,
always
folks.
get their-
She is an elected
Okay,
official
so the difference between a mail-in ballot and
and talking about, and there's a conversation again.
Isn't there questions on the absentee
Second
ballot?
time they have a conversation
Yes, there
during
is, 'cause
public
there's,
comment.
The mail-in ballot, they'll mail to every
Yeah,
address,
you gotta
whether they
request.
live there or not. And, somebody could have moved.
Right, if you're on the permanent absentee list, then you have requested that you
Right.
always get your ballot in the mail. And so 52% of all registered voters in Granite County are permanent absentee.
Okay, so
And we're
48% of the
getting
voters,
more every day.
so 48% of the voters, you're just gonna mail a ballot to the last,
100% of the voters are going to get mail ballots.
Even
So
if,
all of the absentees, plus everybody else.
Just once you get in the
Just like-
mail, then you can come up here.
Oh, no, you can, absolutely.
okay, here's what worries me about that. 52% of people are getting there's two ballots going out, right?
No.
Mail-in ballot and absentee ballot.
No.
Where am I? Okay,
It's all the same thing. If it were a regular time and there's polling places, then only the people on the absentee list would get a ballot mailed
Right.
to them.
right.
If it's an all-mail ballot, then everybody, everybody who is a registered voter in Granite County, the ballot will be mailed. It's the same ballot that goes to everybody. So, however, if you wish to vote in person, you can. And you have a month to do it. It's not just
So you can do it
13
either
hours.
way.
The issue I see though with it is the PR of it. I mean, this has been debated in the county, and I'd get strung up if I drafted a resolution to do that.
But I don't believe that there needs to be a resolution. There needs to be a resolution if you object. But because I'm the one who is, it would be great if there were a resolution also. The last one, we didn't have there wasn't huge numbers of people complaining. We had a great turnout. We had an absolutely fantastic turnout. It happens every time, even with the people who are absentee, they're permanent absentee voters, they lose their ballot. They toss their ballots into the fireplace. It's sitting on their table, and it comes to election day, and they're like, oh my gosh, they can get another ballot. There are...
So you have
How do we
some,
know they don't have two ballots?
Because, and I can show you guys all how it all works. When you get your ballot, when you got your last ballot, there's a barcode on that, on the affirmation envelope that you sign, there's a barcode on that. So when I get the ballot back, when I get that affirmation envelope, I scan it. So in the system now, it has been received. And then I check against the signature that is in my system. And as long as that signature matches, then it is accepted and approved, and you have voted like that. If you, so we have all those envelopes. So anyway, if you call us and say, oh, lost my ballot, can't find it anywhere. And so then we void that ballot, and we send you a new one. So your barcode is different. If you then find your other one and accidentally send us the other one, your vote isn't going to count because it's been voided, and that's what the system's going to tell us. So then we're going to call you and go, oh my gosh, you sent it, or, but what we do is we explain this to people when they want it. Like, if you find it between the time that you get the new one, and, throw the old one away, because you're going to get this new one, and because it's not going to.
I agree, the system works, but it's a public perception.
And I think that we can get it out
Well,
there.
since this is a presidential election,
Bring it strung up.
I want to put it on agenda. Discuss it in a more public comment. I'm totally against it. And
so Chuck, is it fear of,
I might work in this county, but I want to stick with what works for the United States. Okay, and other states and other counties, they don't have the check that we do here. And, I want to stick with the old methods.
So in Montana, every county has the exact same system. We're all in the same Montana.
Take some county in Chicago. Are they going to do all that? No.
Well, that's a different state, and here in Montana,
No, I just want
our
to stick with
system is the
tried and
same
true.
throughout the entire state. And I'll get the list of the ones that are, I just think that we'll end up with more, just getting the election judges, getting them trained. It works so well for the primary, and I will take it. People can call me. So, but if you want to discuss it further.
yeah, I think we should. I mean, my experience, the election judges are normally the same people over and over, so we cut them out this time, and based on health or good reasons, and then we say, well, we're going to go back to personal voting, and no, we're not. It works. We're just, and then you get in a situation where everybody's mailing. I mean, that's what California's been for 30 years.
Well, no, Montana isn't going to be all mail-in. It's not going to. That's years down the road. And
So let me ask you, what about if we put a limited number of personal voting places, like one here, maybe one in Drummond?
If we, well, then you're going into the whole personal space and making sure that you have the social distancing.
No, I know, but not at every precinct, just in a couple places.
People don't like that. The ones who used to always vote in Hall, but then when things got switched around, they ended up in the Drummond district.
Mm-hmm.
They all got absentee ballots because they would not go to Congress.
What's wrong with staying with absentee?
I'm smiling.
What's wrong with staying with absentee? And just put it out, if you don't want to come in, request an absentee.
Right. Well, then we get to the cost of, here we're opening everything up and it's costing us $2,000 to have all of the polling places open when 3 people going into position.
Okay, but what about Chuck's question about just everybody votes absentee?
I beg your pardon?
What about everybody just voting absentee?
That's what the all-mail ballot is.
No different than,
No, it isn't, because they request an absentee, and you just mail it out.
Exactly.
So if they request the absentee, that means that one individual is living there requesting that absentee.
Right, I understand what you're saying there. All I'm saying is that the mechanics, what I'm talking about is the mechanics are no different. And what you're talking about is personal preference. So.
well, okay, but we're just trying to go through this, so let's take Chuck's thought again. So we offer
What a joke.
absentee ballots that you have to request, or you can come up and vote in person. That's the choice, instead of a mail-in, see what I'm saying? Then we have some sense of who's
Well,
Well, no, what you're saying, right, but what he's saying is to only make this the polling place,
Right.
only having 2 polling places.
Maybe gentlemen are here and 2 places or something. And then go with Chuck's idea, if you want to vote, and you want us to mail you a ballot, you gotta request it. That way we know it's going to the right address.
Which is how it is, and that's what we have 52% of the people are doing that, and it's growing every single day. I've got a pile in there.
So what if the other 48% we say, here's your choice. You drive to Drummond, you drive to Philipsburg and vote in person, or you request an absentee ballot. What's wrong with that?
So, well, we have that with the mail-in. They can certainly come get you, would just be, this would be the one place, or they can drop off. I think that the main concern, because this, I did have a talk with somebody down at the when he said, I said, yeah, I'd like to do the mail ballot. And he rolled his eyes. And after we talked about it for a while, what the main concern is, the general public,
I assume this is still part of public comment. This should be on the agenda.
That's their concern. And it reaching.
Yeah, I get the negative mail all the time.
So
what's to prevent me from throwing it in the trash can?
nothing. That would be a rather nasty thing to do. You would be able to look at yourself in the mirror then. You'd have to live with yourself.
Well, I think the system works great. It's the perception out there, and I just don't know if we can overcome it. I don't know, maybe we can.
I think we.
I'm calling and the phone is ringing.
We had a great turnout, and it's going to be even.
It's still ringing. They're not answering it.
To hand deliver it. This one, I mean, I will put all postage on, I'll return postage on it. And they can also bring it in, or they can come in and just vote here. So.
Okay. Well, how about if we put it on the agenda, because I wonder what the public's gonna say about this. I don't know. And if we do that, can you come in and explain exactly, the integral part of mail-in, and we'll hopefully have a good discussion. What do you guys think? Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. That was Dick Mata, but I wasn't going to interrupt testimony. No, well, Elena's on. She can. Elena, is Dick needing to comment? If he does, that's fine. He was calling when somebody else was testifying, so I didn't answer. There he is. Mr. Mata.
No, it's not Mr. Motter. This is our main telephone number. I know, but it's the main telephone number, and it's under his name. Okay, well, I don't know. If that was part of public comment, And I assume that was Sarah? Okay, was that part of public comment? That was correspondence. Oh. Okay, thank you, because it seemed like there was a big discussion about it. That was interesting, and it should have been on the agenda. It should be, just like Blaine said, for next week. And I made comments on the Zoom, and unfortunately, nobody read it. I guess only if Blaine has it. I see that you have his iPad because yours died again. And so he reads the chat. Apparently you do or you don't. I don't understand that. So my public comment, I've got maybe a minute because I know you're going to have the next one. Excuse me, Mr. Slaughter. Wait a second, please. When you said, is there any more public comment, my comments were already there. That was before Sarah. Right, it's always whatever. And okay, here's my public comment now. These meetings should be recorded, number one. And number two, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The minutes should be approved in the morning so we know what happened at the previous meeting, because sometimes it affects the current meeting. And Mr. Adler, Mr. Alt, although they talk the same, I've also asked that he has a written report, and that's not done either. Okay, I guess, thank you for allowing me to speak, the public who pays for all this. Thank you. Yeah, very welcome to you too.
Clerk and recorder.
Right.
I'm not sure if I will be on next week, but I would like to add that I think it should be a mail ballot. She brought up a good point with the polling judges being hard to find, especially with COVID going on. And I think it was a great idea that she had that there would be a collection site in Drummond after the post office closes in case someone has forgotten to mail in their ballot in time. And I'm sure she plans on, if that happens, that she would advertise that fact. So
yeah, she said she would.
Yeah, she said she would, yeah.
Yeah, no, I just
wanted to put it on the agenda for next week so people could actually comment on it and give us their thoughts. And that's what I was explaining to Elena, that she was just kind of letting us know what she wanted to put on the agenda and explain it.
No, and I think it's fine you're putting it on the agenda. I just, since I'm on today, I'm not sure I will be next week. I just wanted to let you know what my thought, I think it should be a mail ballot, especially with COVID-19 going on. Thank you.
Yeah, down in the minutes for your comments, so it will be noted.
Thank you.
Good, thank you, Susie. Okay, so this is time for board minutes. Did you guys read your minutes? Is there any corrections or changes to the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minute.
Second. Okay, any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. The minutes are approved, Mike.
I think we should go in the afternoons.
Well, we're not perfect on Zoom, okay? Got it. But we're doing the best we can.
Oh,
you know,
please.
I mean, the other,
standing in
Come
front
on.
of you.
I'm not gonna stop somebody's, yeah.
It's not about her, it was just. when
Again,
people said it's
completely ignored what I said. All these comments were on before she came in the correspondence. He kept saying, last call for public comment, and everything was written, right?
Well, I think we can bring it up, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think Zoom is because there were people that rather not come into the courthouse and.
I think with COVID issues, I think for now it's good. I encourage you to do it, whether you continue on after that.
Okay. Right. Okay, is there anything else, Mike, that you can think of? We've got a budget work session. We're gonna.
The Senate Capiz called, and p.m.Forte is going to be here on August the 26th at 1 p.m. outside near the jail. You think? So if you think more than one of you are going to go over murder on the agenda,
You might just put it on there. That way it's down there.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah, I might be gone or somebody, that way there are options to go.
So the webmaster agreement will be on for next week?
yes,
Okay.
So Mike, what time is that again?
1?
it's 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, okay. Okay. What's your pleasure? Did you get enough budget today, or do you see some more?
I think we're still waiting on comments back from Sarah. She has to figure out that other stuff. We can try to sneak out of there.
I took it up, so is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn on it. Till we get the rest of the, because we're still waiting on stuff now on this other, and then
Chuck?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
So they're gonna adjourn?
Rather have the budget stuff in the morning.
yeah, I think it's better. Think that way then once we can, we can look, get stuff where now we're waiting on to get started. Yeah, I think it'd be way better than that. More wait.
So we're adjourned? So, did we get anything back from Hydro? You said
He
something.
emailed the attorney, they were, it's been 3 weeks, he said they've been gone, we go, I'll get with my client and get back to you.
I just wanted to during this budget, if we were considering, maybe a, offer or something. From Hydro, the Hydro people, we haven't got anything back, offer, or a counter offer or anything.
Oh, okay.
You want me to talk to him again?
Well, you did once.
I think we need to see if we can figure something, but that's another thing. We get this stuff in line, then we're gonna sit down for a full day on the budget and stuff. We're waiting on the chief's still trying to get stuff like the insurance and all that.
All right,
You leave the meeting?
yeah.
Good job, Eli.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Your microphone is on?
Goddamn Elena, get on my skin. Because the whole time she was going, the phone's ringing, are you guys so stupid you don't know how to answer it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you know what, lady, I don't have to put up with that shit.
Answered it, those little
Please move it.
Thank you, Mr. Slaughter. Thank you so Did you hear that, folks? That was wonderful. Did you hear him say that? Did you hear him? Oh, I've got to hear that one again. Okay. Over and out, folks. This is our meeting. It's gonna all go up. Thank you very much. Over and out, folks.